Hello, my name is Chuck Elliott, and this is my NCBOLD session called Getting Creative with Your Canvas course. If you'd like to access this presentation, you can use that QR code there on the right-hand side to scan it, or you can type in that bit.ly down there. It is case sensitive, so the B and the C both need to be capitalized. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So just a little bit about me. That picture in the upper right-hand corner is what used to be the ITF crew in the county that I work in. A couple of those people have moved on to either different positions or out of the state. But that was our crew back in the day. So, as I said, my name is Chuck Elliott. I'm an instructional technology facilitator for Franklin County Schools. If you're not real sure what that is, we are the county that is directly east of Wake County. For my professional career, I've worked in education for 19 years. I have a master's degree in digital technology and learning, from North Carolina State University. And a couple of personal notes about myself. I am married with 2 kids. My son's graduating. My daughter will be a junior. My wife and I have been married. It will be 20 years in December. I enjoy watching and reading crime dramas as well as sports, pretty much any type of sport, and I'm interested in checking it out. So let's move on to session goals. So our session goals for this session is to get to know a little bit about each other. So you learn a little bit about me. We're also going to look at how you can use a created page as your home page. Within that home page, we're going to go ahead and look at how you can add borders around text using the HTML editor. We're also going to look at how you can add tabs using the HTML editor within that page. And then finally, we're going to look at a tool called the redirect tool, how you can add that and how that might be used. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So first off, we're going to look at how you can create a page to use as your home page. So within Canvas, more than likely, you can either, you can set your default to the stream, or you can set it as the syllabus page. But for this one, we're going to go ahead and go into pages. We're going to create a page. You can call this home page, front page, whatever you'd like. And the nice thing about creating a home page, right, is you can go ahead and adjust this as needed. You can do that with the syllabus as well, but this page right here, you can go ahead and add on to. The syllabus page is kind of nice in a Canvas site because that's one thing that you can have accessible to people without having to sign in. However, this home page is going to be a little bit more specific to your students, right? Where they're going to go when they click on home. The syllabus page is more for parents, at least in my viewpoint. So here we're going to go ahead and we're just going to insert an image right now. We're going to use a course image that I already have in there. We'll use this one right here. And we're going to go ahead and save it. So this is kind of the start of creating my own page as my home page. Right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look at all the pages that I have. And in order to make a page your home page, you first have to identify it as a front page. So we're going to go in here. Let me make sure. Publish it first. It has to be published before we can identify it. And then I'm going to say, yes, I want to use this one as my front page. So you'll see here it identifies it as my front page. So in order to make it the home page, though, because still if I click on home, and then if the students click on home, it's going to take them here. Over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to click on Choose Home Page. Right now, I have pages from front page. If I had not identified that page as a front page, this would be all grayed out, and I have to go back and adjust it. I can also change from here if I'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it how it is. So I'm going to make that my home page. I'm going to hit Save. So now my home page is this page that I've created. And again, right, so when the students come in and they click on home, it's going to take them there. And like I said, the nice thing about that is this is where the students are going to go, so you can make this more student-oriented and not have to worry about parents clicking on links that they can't sign into and access. So we now have this created page as my home page. So if we were in an actual session, but we're being recorded right now. So if you wanted to, you can actually go ahead and pause right now and go ahead and create your own homepage. And then make sure you identify that as the front page, choose homepage, and then set it that way. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is adding border to text. So this can be a little bit intimidating for people. I completely understand. So when we want to go ahead and add border to text, we want to go ahead and edit the page. And within here, this is our rich context editor. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in some text here. Well, where I really need to go is I'm going to go into this little guy right here, which is going to open up the HTML editor. So if you've never played around with the HTML editor, it kind of looks like this. There's this, which is called the raw HTML editor in Canvas. You also have the pretty HTML editor, and I'm assuming they call that because it has all the colors and everything up there. But completely up to you which one you'd like to work with. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the raw HTML editor. That's just what I'm used to doing. So if I wanted to add border to this text, I'm going to go in here where we have this P, right? So again, telling me where these different page breaks or paragraphs are within HTML. And I'm going to add in here style, equals. And I want it to be border, colon, let's make it 5 point. And here's where you can go ahead and play around with what you want. So I'm just going to make this kind of basic. So we're going to go solid, and then I'm going to say black. I want to finish that off with a semicolon there. Finish with the quotation marks. So here we have it added in here. And let's go ahead and look and see and make sure I did it correctly. We go into there, boom, right? So I now have a solid black border around that text. If I wanted to, again, right, I can play around with this. If I wanted to make it a little bit thinner, let's say I'll just make it 2. Let's try a double one. And let's make it red this time. Here. Now you'll see I have a double-lined border around my welcome to the session. So again, in the slide deck, you'll see that I have this information added in there for you. So here, if you just needed to copy and paste from what you see right here, you can. I've also added in the different words you can use, right? Solid, dash, double, dotted, and groove. You can play around with that when you have a chance here once I've gone through this. Okay. If you don't like just typing it in, you can actually use a resource like this one here, which is called HTML Color Picker, Image Color Picker, and you can get what is referred to as the hex code for a specific picture, right? Or a specific color, sorry. So if I want to move this around, and I move this here, this is going to give me that specific hex code right down here. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back into my HTML, and instead of red, I'm going to go ahead and add that here. I want to make sure I put the hashtag or pound sign in front of it to let it identify it as a color. So now when I go into here, go back, you'll see that it has changed the color of my border. So that's just adding border around your text. You can also go a little bit further and actually make it rounded, right? So we're going to go ahead and try and curve that around the edges. And again, you can get in there and play around with it as much as you like. So we're going to go border radius, and let's make it 14 point. And finish it off with a semicolon there. Hit it here. And then there you'll see right there, it's kind of bent a little bit. If I wanted to, right, again, if I take that text right here, if I don't like how it's kind of butting up against it, you have some different options that you can use, right? I can center it, and then it's right there in the middle of everything. You also have the option to change it so that it aligns, right? So let's say, for example, I do not want this completely encircled in the border, right? I may just want it on the left, right, top, bottom. Again, just thinking about how you might use it. So if I wanted to change exactly where it's going to appear, I'm going to go border, hyphen, let's go bottom. Still want 2-point double. This time I'm going to remove the radius because I don't really need it rounded. And then let's go back and see what it looks like. So here you'll see that it solely just puts that horizontal line underneath. So again, that's just if you already have text within it, you can use hyphen top, hyphen bottom, hyphen right, or hyphen left of your text so that you can go ahead and see exactly where it's going to go, where it's going to add within your page. So again, at this point in time, would probably be a good time for you to go ahead and take a chance and play around with this. Open up a page, the pages you've already created, and then go ahead and play around with the adding borders, adjusting that, getting used to typing it in, how you might adjust it. So we'll go ahead and move on. The next thing we're going to look at is how to add tabs, right? So if you've ever seen some pages have tabs at the top. So if you wanted to add tabs like this to the top of your page or within your page, we're going to go ahead and look at exactly how to do that. So on this slide right here, you'll see we have some code on the left-hand side. All I'm simply going to do, and all you can do as well, is I'm going to go ahead and highlight all that. I'm going to copy it, and you can do this from the slide as well. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to paste it down. So just a couple things about this code. Not going to go too much into it, but here, this enhanceable underscore content tabs lets us know that it's the type of class for this style is going to be the content tabs. We also have this href right here is referring to a link to this fragment -1, which you'll see right here, ID'd as fragment -1. So that's how it's going to know when you click on that tab to go right to here. This tab name is simply the text that's going to appear when you have it in there. And then you also have text that you can have here at the bottom. So what we're going to do first is we're just simply going to add more tabs to this, right? And I'm going to show you the easiest way to do that. We're just going to copy that line right there. I'm going to go ahead and paste it so that I have 5 tabs. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back and I'm going to change this to 2. Change this to 2. Sorry, that should be 5. All right, so if I went back and looked, right, I would have those tabs all showing right here. Unfortunately, I do not have them referencing anything underneath except for the first tab. So now I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to highlight all this up to this division, hit C, and then I'm going to paste that And this time I'm going to go ahead and change as I go. That way I don't lose track of any of them. All right, so here. And again, you can do this as many times as you like, however you'd like. If you want more than 5, you can have more than 5. I just caution you that once you start getting the tab names that are in there, it can kind of stretch it out, and then it kind of flows underneath, and then it kind of defeats the purpose of tags or tabs at that point in time. So I probably wouldn't do more than 5 or 6, depending on the length of the words that you're using for the titles of your tabs. Right? Oops, sorry, this should be a 5. Sorry. So now we'll just go ahead and go back to this. Doesn't really look like tabs at this point in time. Right? However, if I go down here and save it, you should see these tabs down here at the bottom, right? So I have my welcome, I have my border, tab 2 name, tab 3 name, tab 4 name, tab 5 name. So I have all my tabs there, and when they click on it, it shows what I have underneath. Right? So that's how you go in and add tabs to that page. But right now, I just have these tabs there, right? And all it says is tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, tab 4, tab 5. So I encourage you to go in, and depending on how you separate things, right? This is going to be your home page, so maybe you want to call this for every day of the week. Right, so I've got Monday. And I could have done this before, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like, kind of generic. And I realized that this should be Wednesday. Sorry about that. And then Friday. All right. Oop, that's not spelled correctly. Friday. So now that I have them named, I could go back in here and name all these so that I know Monday, or I can add in, the different tasks that are going on that day. So again, if I look at this, save that page. Now that it pulls it up, you'll see I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So again, it's completely up to you how you want to organize this. You can go by units. You can go by the different types of activities that you typically have. Maybe you have different centers that you do, so you may want to use it that way. So we have them there. I don't know about you, but typically when I use tabs in a binder, it's easier for me to color code them. I know one of my former colleagues, Savannah Richards, was huge about color coding, so this would definitely be her cup of tea. So very easy way to go ahead and color code those. So you don't really have to go into the HTML editor. You can if you're more comfortable that way, but we're just going to go ahead and change the colors of these tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Monday. I'm just going to use the highlighter tool, and we'll make that yellow. We're going to go to Tuesday. We'll make that light purple. And again, keep in mind good color scheme as you are creating things, right? We probably don't want to have colors that are either going to blend together or that are going to really be harsh on the eyes when we're doing this. If you do, right, let's say I wanted this last one to be black. That probably doesn't look the best, but what I can do is I can go in here and I can change this text to be white, and now it'll be white on black. So again, there are my tabs color coded. I can go ahead and click save. And once it loads, now all my tabs, right, are color coded. So again, great way to help students visualize or work with students in that sense. So that's Creating tabs again, I went through most of this in the slideshow, how you can add multiple tabs, what that looks like. I encourage you at this point in time to go ahead and test it out, right? You can go back up to this slide. You can just highlight everything that's on here, copy it, paste it into the HTML editor like I did, and then make your adjustments as you go through. All right. So we'll go ahead and move on to the last thing we're going to talk about, and that is adding and using the redirect tool. So this tool right here is kind of one that flies under the radar. So what the redirect tool is, it's an app that you can add off to your course menu option over to the left-hand side. If it's something that your students use all the time or you need them to access daily or on a regular basis, you can simply just add it to your file menu option on the left-hand side rather than having to create a page or an assignment every time and having them go through and do it. So for example, I know the PE teachers at the high school, they have students who fill out a daily workout log or workout journal. So rather than have that be something that is constantly in a page, they can just simply have the students go to the left-hand side, click on the redirect tool that they've added, and then sign in, log whatever they need to, and then go from there. So we're going to look at how to add the redirect tool. It is the same as if I was trying to add an app. If you've never done that before, you're going to go into settings. And I do just want to state right now that some of the apps are not available to individually install. You may have to reach out to your Canvas admin if you're not that individual to go ahead and have them approve it. Also, some of the apps that are there, you have to have a paid subscription to the app in order for it to be included at the district level. I believe Cami is one of those. You can use the free version, but there's also one that can be added at the district level. So we're simply going to go here and filter by redirect tool. There we go. So it shows up. So here's the redirect tool. Take a quick glance at that. You'll see exactly what I told you. So I'm just going to click on that. I'm going to add the app. And I don't want to do redirect tool. All right, you can call this a daily login, daily journal, daily check-in, attendance, whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to go ahead and call it NCBOLD question. And I have this form up here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the link for this form. We're going to go ahead and copy that. Oops, sorry, I want to take that out. We're going to go ahead and copy that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add it here. All right, some of the things that you may want them to go into a separate tab. I do not for this one, right? I want to go ahead and have that form stay on that redirect tool so they can just access it from there. I want to have it show in my course navigation. I'm not so worried about account navigation on the left-hand side or user navigation. I'm just going to go in course navigation. I'm going to add the app. Now, first, you may go over here and you may wonder, where is it, right? I don't see it. Go ahead and click on Home. And when you click on Home, we're going to scroll down till we see NCBOLD question. So now, right, students come in, students see this, they click on that, they know that's what they do, right? Daily warm-up, daily whatever. They click on it, and what it's going to do, right, is it's going to load that form right up in here. Actually, in my opinion, looks a little bit better than embedding on a page from what I've seen. So again, you can just simply choose one of those. We're going to go yes with the exclamation point because we are having fun. And I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. Right, again, and if I didn't have it limited, I can go ahead and submit another response. Right, so again, you can have the students, add their journals, logs, whatever it is, this way if you wanted to, right? If you wanted to have a URL in here and it could be the daily homework or warm-up activity, boom, they just put the URL to their whatever resource that they had to work on, put it in there and submit it. And again, you'll have all that information in here. So it saves you a little bit of time to get the students there. It also saves the students from having to click on too many things, right? I believe the rule is no more than 3 clicks to access something that they need to access. So again, here we've just got the one, right? Boom, NCBOLD once they're in, and then they go. So again, different ways you can use that redirect tool within your class. At this point in time, I would encourage you to go ahead and test it out to see exactly what it looks like on your end as you go around and play around with it. One thing I would like to add is that, let's say I don't really like this NC bold question, right? It's something that I don't want. So I can go over here to settings. And I have a couple different options, right? I can go into navigation and it'll show my NC bold question. Let's say I don't need kids working on that right now or doing anything with it. So I can just simply disable it, or if I wanted to move it down below, excuse me, it would move down below here, hit save, and then it would no longer appear for the students on the left-hand side, right? It would not exist. Now let's say I made a mistake, right? And I don't want it to show on my navigation at all. So I'm going to go into apps this time. And right here is a view apps configuration button. I'm going to click on view app configurations. I'm going to go down and find those apps. And you'll see here's NC bold question. Right? Not only do I just want it, do I want to edit it and change whatever I need to change with the URL within there, right? I can also I can just delete it, right? So I no longer need that one, or I made a mistake and it's just taking up space under my navigation. Just simply go ahead and delete it, and then it's no longer an option under navigation at that point in time. So you can go ahead and let's go ahead and refresh. See, page not found. So sorry, let me go ahead and get back to where it was. All right, so here you'll see, like I mentioned, it no longer appears on the left-hand side. I can go under settings if I want. Let's check and see and make sure that it has been removed from navigation as well. Oops. So it no longer appears under navigation as well. So again, just want to encourage you to take some time, go ahead and test it out. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all you do for the state of North Carolina in education.